So today we did defending single legs um, again. So one, the first thing to start off is to get into a single leg, and we did this by just sort of immediately getting into no grips, just hooking the leg high, covering with the other arm, and then keeping your head up and pushing through the opponent, and then swinging them down. And it's a real contrast. So this is Professor Bridget, and it's a real contrast to what Fabio went over on Tuesday, where we got a grip, forced them onto their back leg, scooped the front leg, and then worked up the leg so that our chest and shoulder are connected to the opponent, and then putting pressure on and pushing them down. I think it's like the fundamentals are the same, that you're creating the connection and then pushing down, but one way is more methodical. You're like working your way up the leg, and the other way is more pressure, and you're using sort of momentum into the opponent to create that connection. So then after that, defense is you reach around on the same side as the single leg. You get an underhook there, you grab your own leg, and then you collapse pressure on your opponent's neck and sort of break their posture, and then grab their hamstring and sort of collapse on them. And then we did that. So that's single leg from standing. We also did that as single leg on the ground. And it's the same thing basically, except when you reach around, you don't grab their hamstring. You just sort of sprawl on them and then extend your leg, the one that they have the grip on, to break their grip. And then you come around, make sure that you put your knee into their knee elbow space. It's interesting that stuffing the head part is something I kind of have trouble with. It's not really natural for me to really use physical force to really cause discomfort to someone else, which you sort of have to do. It's not like there's all these techniques, right? But at the end of the day, you need to compromise your opponent's position. And that's not just because you know like this little trick or this subtle movement or whatever. Sometimes you're actually just forcing them into a position they don't want to be in, right? So that, I don't know, that doesn't come naturally to me. It's sort of like fighting someone and rubbing their face in the dirt or something like that. But there was a huge difference between when my opponent had his head up and when his head was down. Like, if his head is up, there's nothing I can do to him. He actually has the advantage. He can off bounce and put me down. While if his head is down, and I experienced this when my head was down, it's you're kind of just clinging on for your life, and he can do whatever he wants to. It's a huge difference in terms of who has the advantage. So it's not a matter of being nice or whatever. It's just something that needs to be done. And it's something that if you want to be good at jiu-jitsu, it's just something you have to get over with. I've seen this before with like putting my body weight on people. So at first, I would sort of like hover above them. I wouldn't like lie on them. I would, rest on my elbows or my knees. But what you gotta do is you just gotta take whatever's supporting you up, like off of them, and use your body weight on them. And then not only that, but you actually want to push your body weight into them. So if you're in like cycle and you're chest to chest, you don't like taking your arms and legs off the ground, like taking your weight off of them onto your chest is only the first step. You actually also want to sort of like broaden your chest out to push them in, right? Like you want to expand your chest so that all your weight is in one area of your chest, and that area of chest is like pushing them down. And the whole concept of breaking posture is making your opponent uncomfortable, right? It's bending his neck one way or the other, like a cross face, same thing. You're pushing your opponent's face the other way, and it's not just to make them feel uncomfortable, but it's actually tactile, because it's very hard to do something when you're looking in the opposite direction. So if you force someone to face a certain direction, it's hard for them to do anything in the other direction, right? So if you don't want them to do anything to their left, then you can push their face to the right, and now they can't do anything to the left. So just getting over these inhibitions took a while. So I still have, I'm fine now putting weight on people. I'm fine now for the most part pulling their neck down or pulling their head down. It's still a little weird, like putting my hands on people's heads. But it's something that just becomes less weird, I guess, as time goes on.